Hey everybody, I'm Brandon, and this is going to be my second little video that I'm doing for my swim for the Edmund Fitzgerald swim that we're doing next year and the fundraiser. And yesterday I successfully completed the Mackinac Island swim, so since I was an hour and a half away from Whitefish Point, I decided to contact the Whitefish Point, the Great Lakes Shipwreck Historical Society, the Whitefish Point Lighthouse and Museum up here, and come do an interview with Corey Atkins, and he's going to kind of answer some questions of what he does.
Well, thank you, Brandon. I'm the Content and Communications Director here at the Shipwreck Museum, and I basically produce documentaries, produce commercials, produce things that we need, and there's a lot of stuff up here to produce as far as the stories and telling the stories of the shipwreck out in Lake Superior. And there's 200 to 300 wrecks right out our back door, so we got a lot of stuff to accomplish.
A lot of shipwrecks, and I don't think a lot of people realize how many shipwrecks there are, because the Edmund Fitzgerald is so famous that it almost casts a shadow over all the other shipwrecks that are just as important and just as great of a loss as the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah, a lot of people that come up here, they come up here for the Edmund Fitzgerald, but when they walk to our museum, they discover, wow, there's so many other tragedies out there, and that's our goal. Part of our mission is to respect and honor everybody who lies on the bottom of Lake Superior. And there's a lot of tragic stories, and some people did get out of these wrecks with all crew saved. We just found a shipwreck called the Harrington last year, where 16 people got off, and even a French bulldog.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, some people do make it through them, but most didn't.
So we're here at Whitefish Point, and what can you tell us about, like, just here, the lighthouse, and in the buildings up here?
So the first lighthouse, there was actually another lighthouse other than the one behind us. It was built in 1849. This one was built in 1861, and it's the oldest active lighthouse on Lake Superior. And this is the critical turning point for every single freighter that you see out there that's going to Duluth, Marquette, Two Harbors, Superior, wherever they're going, they got to pass Whitefish Point. So this is a very important and critical light, even to this day, with all the technology out there. They know when they see this light and they're headed north, or they call that upbound. They got a ways to go, or even behind Grand Island. So that's why they call this place the Shipwreck Coast, because there was nowhere to hide when you got around the corner here. There's nowhere to hide, and a lot of people try to seek shelter here to save their vessels and people, and a lot of people didn't make it. So that's why they call it the shipyard, or the graveyard of the Great Lakes. Here in Munising, and there was just nowhere to hide for anybody.
Wow. So this lighthouse is still active today? It still works?
Yeah.
So it still guides ships through safety?
Yeah.
So what I've kind of learned from being in the museum is that that waves can get up to like 30-35 feet and 80-mile-an-hour winds, and when it gets that bad, the importance of this lighthouse is to tell everybody where the Whitefish Point is, and that they can hide in this little cove, right?
Even to this day, you'll see these big 1,000-foot freighters that will hide in Whitefish Bay, behind Whitefish Point, because they don't even want to, screw with the waves out there when it's bad. So you'll see I've seen 10 freighters at anchor out there, as of last year, hiding from the weather.
Wow.
So even to this day, they don't mess with Mother Superior.
Yeah. Why does it get so bad out here?
It's a huge lake. It's a huge lake, and as you know, you're a diver. In the Great Lakes, they're different than the oceans.
Right.
Oceans have a very slopey, tight waves. In the Great Lakes, it's like a washing machine. So they hit you from all sides. And like the night that Edmund Fitzgerald went down, there were 35-foot waves, 35 to 38 feet waves, and Captain Cooper of the Arthur M. Anderson, who was behind the Fitzgerald, had 3 waves that hit them and went over his pilot house.
How tall is the pilot house?
His pilot house is 35 feet. So if they went over him, you're talking 38, 40 foot. So the waves can get treacherous out there.
Wow.
Especially when you get a northwest wind and it's blowing right down the lake. There's so much open space for the waves to build.
And it just carries and pushes across. That makes sense. Wow. So what can you tell us about the Great Lakes Shipwreck Historical Society? What do you do for the community, and who are you?
Well, we operate the Lighthouse of Whitefish Point, and we have the Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum, which has not only the Fitzgerald Bell in it and that exhibit, but there's a bunch of other exhibits in there where you can learn about other shipwrecks. And a lot of people are surprised when they come here that, wow, there's more wrecks out there other than the Fitzgerald. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot more, and there's a lot of things. People come and they leave here and they're fascinated by the story of life and loss or survival. So, I want to be a part of our main goal is to remember these men and women who passed and keep this portion of history alive, because there's not a lot of other people doing that, and these people are their memory is just as important as anybody else's.
So, for those of you who don't know, that there's going to be, in the next year's the 50th anniversary of the Edmund Fitzgerald, and there's 17 stages, 411-mile swim from the Edmund Fitzgerald, from Whitefish Point to Detroit, Michigan. And it's a relay swim, and there's going to be 4 relay swimmers on each of the 17 stages. And each swimmer has to raise $2,500 for the Great Lakes Shipwreck Historical Society for funds to keep this going. And why is that really important for that?
Well, there's multiple levels to that question. First off, we're one of the most popular destinations in the Upper Peninsula, and it costs a lot of money to keep this place up and running.
Right.
And our staff here is absolutely wonderful with keeping this as a world-class destination. I think USA Today said it was one of the best small museums in the world.
Yeah.
So there's that, and that lighthouse is going to need to be painted again, and that's not cheap. And just to keep it, it's been around for over 150 years. We also operate underwater exploration. So we have a research vessel where and a captain and his brother will go out and tow sonar and look for new wrecks. And we have found 12 to 13 wrecks in the past 3 years.
Oh wow!
So there's and he's just been really doing a great job as of late. And so that's not cheap either.
Oh no!
But
no.
That's part of our mission, is to remember these people and find out where these ships are, because they're still family members, believe it or not. There's like, hey, my great grandpa went down on, we'll just say, where is it? Last year, I went on 10. But on that last year, there's a whole town in Midland, Ontario, excuse me, that they were so happy that they found the ship, and it just solves a lot of mysteries, and we get to tell those stories.
Wow. Now, do they look for shipwrecks only in Lake Superior, or is it all 5 of the Great Lakes?
Well, it's very expensive to run a vessel, and we got a lot of wrecks here that still need to be discovered. So I'm sure if if we needed to go somewhere else, we could, but we focus on Lake Superior.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's super cool. All right, so I just wanted to kind of do a short little video and show everybody, why it's important that we're coming together for this 50th anniversary of the Edmund Fitzgerald, and why it's so important to raise money for this great, to keep this going, to keep the people alive, to keep the people alive and all the shipwrecks taken away, and for families to come out here and see this beautiful lighthouse and these beautiful buildings. It costs a lot of money, and I'm really excited that I get to be a part of not only this, the Edmund Fitzgerald Swim, but to keep this place alive and to keep this going. And I think that means more to me than just doing the Edmund Fitzgerald Swim. It's important, but there's people everywhere, and every day they come in here and enjoy this. That's a beautiful thing.
One of the best things I see here is they'll go through the museum, they'll watch the video, they'll tour our lightkeepers' quarters, and then they'll go out on the beach. And what they just learn, they just go there and reflect.
Right.
And so that's one of the most special things about this place, is people can come here, learn about all this history that not a lot of people know about, and then go there and go, wow, that just happened right out there.
Right. Yeah, I have been all over the Great Lakes, and as far as I know, there's nothing else like this in Michigan. There's lighthouses you can go visit, but as far as like a museum that tells the history of the Great Lakes, you have a Coast Guard station, you have like all these other buildings. It's not just a lighthouse. It's a large campus of different buildings and different history going on here, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I mean, some of these buildings go back, over 150 years, like the light towers in 1861, and there's some 1923 buildings that we're restoring right now. So it's all this will help keep these looking very, very good for anybody who comes here. And if people do come, we're pretty sure you'll be happy.
Yeah, yeah. How many people do you see approximately just a day come through here? Do you have any idea?
We have about 80,000 a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
From all over the world,
Yeah.
not just Michigan, but from all over the world.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
So the footprints, people are usually always respectful, but it takes a big team effort here at the Shipwreck Museum to keep everything looking great and keeping people happy and them learning and having a great experience.
How many employees do you employ here?
We're around 40.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome. All right. Well, thank you for meeting me today.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. And if you guys stay tuned, we're going to do another video on just the Edmund Fitzgerald. For all of those who don't know the Edmund Fitzgerald, stick around and watch the next video, and you can learn all about it and what happened and some of the other shipwrecks. And then I'm going to do a little video around, just kind of take the camera around and show you the building, show you the lighthouse, and kind of show you what's going on here. So thank you for watching the video, and I'm really excited to do the swim next year, and thank you for working with Jim and putting this swim together, because it really is like it's Great Lake history. Like, this has never been done before. Like,
Oh, this is a once in a lifetime deal too.
Right.
So the 68 people that are doing this, including you, we appreciate this from the bottom of our heart.
Was surprised at how extensive it was. It was really cool.
yeah. How long have you been here?
We've been here for the week. We're just up here on vacation.
Nice. Where are you from?
Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, no, it's been really cool. It was pretty extensive. There was a lot to learn, and even just learning about all the different shipwrecks.
Right.
I just didn't realize like how many there are around here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really cool, and the kids really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's having a blast. So.
You having fun today?
Yes.
would I say it's a great place to be? Absolutely. And I am loving the boardwalks that are put in. It's our first time to Whitefish Point or Whitefish Bay locations, and they have these boardwalks where you don't have to actually walk out to the sand, and if they're handicap accessible. I love this.
Yeah.
It's great for children, handicapped older people. Just beautiful. Love it. Every part of it.
That's awesome.
Great.
Thank
Love
you.
Michigan.
Thank you for your time.
I have been up here before.
Yeah, you've been to this place before? What do you think of it?
I love it.
Yeah?